Hey there, it's Biz, and now I'm going to attempt to show you on camera how I make my famous catfish Creole. I hope it's all that in a bag of chips for y'all. And I'm hoping you can see me. Here are some of the ingredients that I use. I like tones. The reason I like tones is, number one, it's cheap. Number two, they make a lot of their seasonings with not a lot of salt. So the sodium content of their seasonings is really good. The one that I use in the Catfish Creole is Louisiana style Cajun, and I get this at Sam's. I also like to put, because I like things spicy, I like to put white pepper, so that's what I'm doing also. Of course, it has my 3½ ounces of catfish, 1 tablespoon of minced onions. Now, minced onions is the same that I consider that a spice, like I do when I do my cocoa and my smoothies. This is a spice, but it does add quite a bit of calories, so you got to figure it in. 1 tablespoon of minced onions is 17 calories, so keep that in mind. That Cajun seasoning, I use about a teaspoon, and then when it's all said and done, I have cilantro. I'm hoping you guys can see this because I'm not doing this again. Let me get my trusty dusty. I have a non-stick pan that I use. So what I do at first is I put my catfish in, and I go ahead, I was going to turn on the fan but then you couldn't hear me, and I try to pan fry it a little bit just in the pan. Can you see that? Okay. Anyhow, kind of pan that usually around medium, between medium high and high heat, and I just cook that until it's pretty much browned. I like using non-stick pans because since we're not allowed to use oil, it makes it a lot easier. Anyway, so I let this kind of cook a little bit, and then I sprinkle my Cajun seasoning on top, kind of get all that nice flavor in there. Smelling good already. Now, while I'm usually letting that kind of cook up a little bit, forgot to tell you this, I use Del Monte brand diced tomatoes, no salt added. What I do is I use half a can. I use diced tomatoes. I can use regular tomatoes, but I find this is so much easier for me to just buy ahead of time and use it this way, and then I just use a half a can for lunch on one day, and then maybe the next day or something I use another can. See me? Now this is needing a little bit of water to help it steam up a little bit. Deglaze the pan. You know what deglazing is, right? Alright. Catfish cooks up real quick, as you can tell. Look at that nice little brown looking stuff. Good stuff, Maynard. Now, at this point, I add my minced onions to kind of cook with a little bit of the juice that's in here. Now, you don't have to use quite as much minced onions as I do. I just like the taste of onion. That was the one thing when I was on my previous rounds that I missed the most, was being able to at least add onion to everything that I cook, even if I was having another veggie. So, minced onions has proved to be a lifesaver for me in my cooking. Some people might have a problem with it. If you do, then just skip the minced onions, do onion powder, but it's all made the same way anyway. Just count your calories. Now what I do is I take a half a can of this. I just estimate it. It's about there. And I mix it up. Get a little higher. And it's cooking. I usually do this for probably about 2 to 3 minutes. It pretty much cooks up quickly. You don't have to let it what do they call it, reduce, unless you like a thicker Creole type thing, then let all the water reduce. But I find that I like my stuff a little bit more soupy, And so it makes me very happy. Now, what I usually do is I add my white pepper. Again, this is something that you don't have to do. It's just I tend to like things very spicy, and the Cajun spice is not hot enough for me. I feel like when I eat something spicy, I'm filled up faster. Could be just in the mind, you know. Anyhow, so that's kind of doing its little thing. It's looking at exactly at the place that I like it. So pretty much, can you see that? Pretty much, I'm done. I am so done. And then what I do is I pour it into my bowl. Then to make it just that much more, Can you tell I enjoy food? I put my cilantro, my chopped up cilantro. Now, the cilantro, again, is something that I consider a spice, and this much cilantro is about 0.1 ounce. It's not very much. So I just kind of sprinkle it on my, I know Cajun and Mexican, I don't know, but you know what, I like cilantro on everything. It adds that little bit of taste that I enjoy. Anyhow, there it is, my Cajun Creole catfish. I'm going to try to take a picture of it so that you guys can see it. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Here's Biz signing out. Have a good day. There is Biz's Creole Catfish.